Tonight, the big story across the country is the Supreme Court striking down affirmative action at colleges and universities. The court ruled 6-3 that affirmative action violates the U.S. Constitution.
Demonstrators gathered outside the Supreme Court after the decision. Chief Justice John Roberts said universities can still consider an applicant's decision of a discussion of how race impacted their life. But in a dissent, Justice Sonia Sotomayor wrote the decision rolls back decades of precedents and progress. President Biden shared that viewpoint.
I know today's court decision is a severe disappointment to so many people, including me, but we cannot let the decision be a permanent setback for the country.
Both the University of North Carolina and Harvard said that they will comply with the ruling after the decision. And many right here in Columbus are expressing concern on how this ruling will impact minority students wanting to get into colleges or even universities.
Tonight, 10 TV's Richard Solomon joins us in studio with what some are saying comes next. Richard?
Well, Yolanda, Andrew, this afternoon I sat down with an incoming college freshman who tells me he has mixed emotions, right? He's struggling with the excitement of his future, but he still has to worry about those coming up behind him.
Yeah, I'm extremely excited.
Are you nervous?
I'm extremely nervous.
In a few months, Tyree Walker will step into the best years of his life.
I am a first-generation student. It is the opportunity for me to further my call to ministry and further my education.
A recent Bishop Hartley graduate, Walker will major in theology and minor in marketing at Xavier University. He's fully in, but he can't help but just worry about who's next.
I cannot just be focused on what Tyree wants, but I have to be focused on my entire community. I am very fearful for my 17-year-old brother that he will not have the same opportunities that perhaps I had.
On Thursday, the Supreme Court struck down affirmative action in college admissions. This, declaring race cannot be a factor in forcing institutions of higher education to look for new ways to achieve diverse student bodies.
We've been bracing for this decision for probably the last 2 to 3 weeks.
Stephanie Hightower is the CEO and president of the Columbus Urban League. She says this is a huge blow to decades-old efforts to help get more minority students into universities. And she described affirmative action as a tool that helped level the playing field for minorities.
We have to make sure that we keep inspiring our rising stars, that we provide hope for our young people, we provide resources for those families. This is going to strengthen our resolve.
That is why Walker says his journey through college is important now more than ever, so he can be a beacon of light to others.
Stay focused and work hard. Work hard will always make the better for you.
And Hightower says the Urban League will continue to make sure it still serves as an economic first responder to its community.